What's up, guys? Welcome back to OverTakes. This is Misfit,
Hey guys, I'm Cal.
and my microphone was totally in the shot there. Um, so, how's it going,
Happens.
Kel? How we
Not too
doing?
bad.
Oh,
It
it's
was madness in the retail world,
oh yeah, this weekend.
and
Well,
you
we
know
we got
all
a
that good fun.
50-degree sunny day in the middle of February in Cleveland. We're gonna get that. Um,
Yeah, I also am on like a 5 or 6 game losing streak in on my just in competitive on support right now.
yeah,
So that's been fun.
I don't want to talk about that. I'm about on the same,
Fair.
but I've just been, and this is weird. I've been queuing up on damage and just been playing Doomfist and Junkrat and just having a blast in
Honestly, at this
quick
point.
play.
Yeah, at this point, I might do the same and just play May because
Well, that's not
she
fun.
is
That's evil.
OP as fuck.
That's just
And
evil.
yeah, well, especially if I do want to play competitive, maybe I'll just do that to finish out the season because that's the competitive uh, section that I can care the least about.
Yeah,
So,
finish it
because
off and get.
I mean, that's my lowest far and away. So,
Yeah, I actually opened up CS:GO this week.
oh shit,
Well, I want to get ready for, and me and about 9 billion other people apparently think the easiest way to get ready for Project A is to play CS:GO.
yeah,
Not wrong.
fair. I mean,
I got yelled at
it
by
is basically a successor to it, so I get it.
yeah, I got yelled at in like casual quick play by someone. No, I had like a 45% headshot. Fucking, uh, I don't know. That
Who
community,
knows?
y'all think Overwatch is toxic? Go play that for a fucking hour or two. See what happens.
Literally any other competitive game, and I can tell you, like, yes, Overwatch has an
Yeah,
issue, just like every competitive game has an issue with just people being toxic as fuck. It happens. Overwatch is no better or worse than other games,
yeah,
but there are definitely games that are far worse than Overwatch. League of Legends, for one, for me,
yeah,
I will never forget the first. Like, I literally played 3 games of that, and I got just blasted in chat because I had no idea what I was doing, and I was playing with people, and I was playing with 2 other friends, and like
yeah,
I still got just railed, and I was just like, this is nope, I
yeah,
just can't do this.
yeah. Exactly. And then, but it just is. I played Smite for like I think
Oh god,
2 hours. Like
yeah,
literally
I've
queued up
heard.
in quick play. First time I ever played the game, and there was a dude literally screaming so loud in his mic that he was blowing the speakers.
Yeah, fuck that.
I don't know. Anyway, so
Yeah.
let's talk about what we play and what we like to talk about. Let's talk about some Overwatch League, shall we? All right.
Yes.
So we had some news before we dive into. Just broke about probably a half an hour, like right after the matches ended, hour ago. Um, so apparently now the coronavirus has spread. So we are not going to have the matches that they were going to reschedule during the whole Seoul homestand thing, which also got
Mhm.
canceled.
Yeah.
Um, which
So
is the right
pretty
move.
much anything outside of the U.S. right now uh,
Is up in the air.
is pretty much up in the air.
Yeah, because
Definitely anything in China and Korea is just totally out as of this moment.
I mean there was a
So
big
it just
outbreak in
sucks.
Venice too, in Italy,
Yeah,
because I mean they have a lot of cruise ships that go there, and I guess there was some Chinese folks in there, and they had the virus, didn't know it, and I mean they have an outbreak in Venice too. I mean it's
yeah,
concerning to say the least, and not to reiterate what we've been saying, people's safety is number one, not
right. And it
playing Overwatch.
sucks. And like they were starting to get plans, and the fact that they have to cancel that now too. And I don't know if those guys are going to be all the guys that are in Korea, if they're going to be stuck there.
Yeah, that's the
I
next
mean,
thing.
it's not a good situation. So yeah, it just all around just sucks.
Yeah, but
But there's really nothing you can do about it, and you have
no,
to do everything you can to protect all your players and everybody's safety. That's far and away paramount over everything else.
And that's including the fans who are going to go to these matches.
Yeah. Yeah, it's for their safety as well.
Yeah, but I mean, we'll obviously talk about more when we get more information. I mean, that was just like a just recent drop, which, I totally understand. I'm not going to ever get on them for doing things like that, even if it, if it came to it like in the U.S. and there was a problem and they had to do that, that's fine. I mean, here there's probably a easier way that you can move matches from L.A. to San Francisco or to Dallas or wherever in New York. It doesn't matter, but you still got to have a facility to do it. You got to have, all the teams have to coordinate all this stuff, and it's just, a logistical nightmare on top of it being, a pandemic at this point.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, so, okay, we talked about that. There really wasn't anything else.
No. Well, so we did get one final thing at the very end tonight. If anybody stuck around for the last bit of Watchpoint, they announced that on Watchpoint next week, after all the matches, they're gonna draw for the hero pool for the first week. That they'll be doing that because the following week, week 5, is when hero pools come in. So that's pretty exciting. I'm looking forward to that. I can't wait to see what they do with that. Is it going to be like a lottery similar to what they did for the map pools in season 1 for the playoffs? I'm not sure.
Yeah, and it's going to be obviously based on play rate. So you obviously we've been
May's gone.
Yeah, and well, I guess they're putting him in a hopper kind of thing. It seems like. Yeah. And so
hopefully May is gone.
Yeah, for a week.
Christ. At least. And then hopefully during that week, they nerf her into the ground so she never can be played in the Overwatch League again.
Yeah.
Only to save point.
Yeah. Like she was the first year and 3/4 of the league's existence.
Exactly.
But that being said, we always kind of were on the, you can get some value out of May. Look, yeah, we cursed that thing, didn't we?
Yeah, right.
That being said, though, some guys are pretty phenomenal. It's more fun to watch than GOATs, but it's annoying.
It's still, because at least with it, you're getting McCree, and that's far more entertaining to watch. But essentially right now, we are still getting GOATs. It's just like a slightly faster...
Well, it's a hard meta that they figured out, and that's, And
that's why hero pools are so important.
Yeah.
Because...
we're gonna have some fluidity, even if it's week to week, where they kind of go back and forth to different things. But even we saw Toronto say F this today and let's run some dive.
Right.
There's other ways around things than doing they're running May, we run May. They're running McCree, we run McCree. Use your brain, folks.
So in that vein, a few different characters were played a little bit more. We did see again the Symmetra strat for Control was coming back
a little bit,
a few times. Mostly used by the Outlaws, so we know how that went. How well that went. And obviously,
in El Classico.
Yes, we'll dive more into that. Believe us, guys.
El Classico. A fine cigar.
Probably the only other one where we really saw some diversity was we saw a little bit more Hanzo this week, but
we had a Torb sighting.
We had a Torb sighting in the game today with Washington, and then I saw very briefly Corey played Bastion. I think they were going to try to pirate ship on.
They were trying to get out of spawn.
They couldn't even get out of spawn with it.
Well, we'll talk about that match later, but they were literally in a I'm getting smurfed scenario.
Or no, it wasn't Chargatown, it was Dorado.
Dorado. People standing outside the door just fucking killing them. So, I mean, you go with the Bastion to see if you can at least get somebody off the cart so you can get near it.
It was pretty
that didn't work. But we also saw some... Like I said earlier, Toronto ran, a Winston Diva with Doomfist Sombra. I mean, that was different.
Yeah,
it worked. Especially against certain certain compositions, it works really good.
At one point on Anubis, it worked incredibly well.
Yeah.
Doomfist Sombra.
When you hit a 6-person EMP.
Yeah. And then your Doomfist comes in and cleans that up.
Yeah, and your Doomfist is above average. Even average at that point. You can't clean that up.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
But yeah, so we had that. All right, so meta is kind of stuck, but not a little bit. I mean, we're getting some different play.
We're getting some diversity, but it's really nice to know that we are getting guaranteed changes to the meta in just 2 weeks.
And that's going to help certain teams out that think they have to play a set strat all the time, even though they suck at it.
Actually, it's only one more set of games now that I think about it. It's one more set of games of doing that, and then we're going to have massive
chaos and
changes to that, and the chaos and all of that brings, and all the fun of that.
Looking forward to it. What's that Symmetra line about disorder?
God, I'm totally blanking on it right now. I'm hearing the disorder part, but yeah. I can't remember the rest, because all I'm thinking of is the chaos is a ladder from Game of Thrones. This is what immediately came to mind.
Littlefinger. Chaos is a ladder, and then you get your ladder cut right up from underneath you. By a couple of smooth girls.
Yeah, right.
Big brain play there. All right, so let's dive into Washington. Yesterday I didn't see any of the initial stuff. I was working in the afternoon, so I kind of missed the first match. Most of it, I had to watch a lot of it on replay. I didn't see the broadcasting pretty smooth this time around.
I was gonna say this weekend was much smoother. Definitely the smoothest weekend so far. I really, honestly,
Washington was
flawless from what I could tell.
Washington was pretty hyped too, man.
Yeah, I mean, a phenomenal environment. But as far as like technical issues, really no hiccups that I saw. There was definitely times where I wasn't able to watch it live, and there's things that I would skip over when I was watching the VODs and all that. But everything that I saw, I never saw any hiccups. So props to the team. I don't know if it's so. Now that I think of it, I saw it on Twitter. I don't remember who it was talking about that, and I think it was Hex. Said something along the lines of thank you to the DC team and the crowd and everything. The technical team did a phenomenal job. So I'm wondering if that's why there's been so many issues, because each venue and each team is I'm feeling like responsible for setting up their production. So I'm assuming that that's why there have been so many hiccups and so much chaos when it comes to that, because it's basically different people doing it every week. Like there's certain things that they're cutting in that are going to be like from the national thing with I think like the desk and stuff, but I think all the rest of that is like the teams that are there are responsible for how that all plays out. Which is interesting, and probably the best way to go about it, I guess, or maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's one way to approach it.
Yeah,
but it probably explains why there were so many hiccups over those first couple of weeks.
Yeah, and I think they, went and looked at what they had done, and everything seemed good. The cuts were all good, even the ones in LA. Not that I'm a technical genius or anything like that on broadcasting, but from a viewer standpoint, it was better.
Yes. None of the glaring ones that anybody can see. So, I'm sure there were still things that they can get better at, but for the most part, like a massive improvement over the first couple of weeks. So definitely got to give props on that.
But and then the Washington crowd was phenomenal. So far, all the crowds have been great. Washington, man, they went full on like Philly. They were booing everybody.
Did anybody expect anything differently? That's why I was so excited for this season. Getting to see these crowds and like all of that, like it's so awesome, and it completely changes everything. Yeah. And the fact that you can even feel that in the broadcast, like that says a lot. So like I can't even imagine what it's like in that environment. And from judging from what I've seen on Discord from some of the guys that have gone to the past couple last week and then this week, I know there was a couple of guys in the Overwatch League Network Discord that were talking about it, and they seemed like it was just total hype, like an unbelievable environment.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what. I'm going to go to the one in Toronto. I can't wait to see what happens there.
Yes.
Next week, though, we're going to get a different sound than normal. We're actually going to hear actual tears hitting the ground in Houston. I'm starting off brutal. I was going to target the Valiant, but they actually surprised me, so I can't fucking go after them.
Right. No, Houston's living up to their suck.
Yeah, anyway. They had some other problems this week, and a lot of that shit takes its toll. I'm not going to...
It really does.
I'll back down a little bit right now, at this current moment. But let's talk about the first match. All right, so we had the anticipated match of the day, which was possibly the worst match of the weekend, minus earlier today.
It was New York getting clapped by Philly.
Man.
Like...
And one of the things I noticed, I think New York forgot that they're not playing Boston this week.
Right.
They kind of went out, and Jonak was trying to go ham, and like, I'm going to take a flank. You do realize Carpe's on the other team there, bro.
Yeah. Like, they took them way too lightly, and they tried to be too, like, overly aggressive, and...
Which is weird for New York. And then...
it's weird it's not their game, so, like... Yeah, for some teams, I think they can pull that off, but at the same time, like...
Well, and then they backed off.
Doing that against Philly is also a bad idea.
Yeah, well, and then they backed off, and fucking Philly just went, oh, okay, we can go full aggro now? Sure.
Yeah.
Carpe,
and,
here's your...
New York had no answers.
Here's your peacekeeper. Go kill everything.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
And I mean, that was one of the things we've been talking about. Carpe, my God, he's such a... He's not even a hard carry. But he's a clutch monster on top of all the things that he does. It's like right when you need him to get a pick, he gets a pick.
Yeah, like, and it's not even. I would say he is a hard carry, but the other players on their team played so well. I can't even say that because like their other teammates played incredibly. Like, I mean, Poco is showing that he might be one of the best. Like, he's probably a top 3 diva in the league right now.
Right, and one of the things that Poco does now, and he did it before too, is diva play got so messed up last year.
Yes,
he was a good harasser, like Note was, like that. All right, so I'm gonna get in the face of the person that's the biggest issue right now. Mm-hmm. You know, if it's Surefour, if it's Jonak.
In this case, he was going
go after Jonak.
He was, because he was basically able to ignore the DPS from New York because they were just not getting anything done.
Who are you as a terrible May?
Yeah, who are you is not good on May at all.
And why the fuck isn't Libero in there?
I mean, he's got to at least give you a better shot.
Is he with Lynxer somewhere?
Right. Are they? Did they get locked up in a cell? Like
they're playing duo queue. Well, they're just gonna. I don't know. I understand you want to play the new guys, okay, and you thought you were gonna go in there and just fucking clap fucking Philly, but they shoved it right up your ass.
Oh yeah,
hardcore.
I mean, yeah, they managed to pull out a map, and the first map was like relatively competitive, and they managed to clutch out Havana, but like that was even.
But right now,
kind of teetering. But I mean, they got absolutely smacked on Horizon.
And the thing is who are you and Sabiobi are no match for Ivy and Carpe. In any matchup.
No.
I mean, I just thought the rest of the team would...
Sabiobi's good. He's still a great player, but he's still like a Tracer and Widow specialist.
But the biggest problem was the May play for me.
Yeah, and...
Who are you as a Genji Pharah kind of guy?
Mm-hmm. And he was going against Ivy, who is a May specialist, and...
He's probably
that abundantly clear. I would say that Ivy is the best May in the league at this
point.
One
of them. His right clicks are absolutely dumb.
he is like, I think if you look at the statistics, like he is like he's up here. The next closest guy is like down here.
Yeah, he's like top 3 and everything.
Who are you is down here.
Yeah, and it's nothing against who are you. It's just May.
It's
because I know who you're.
To play May.
I know who are you is a great player.
Yeah.
Playing that's like saying, well, Carpe's washed because he couldn't play fucking Zarya last year.
Exactly.
That's a dumb narrative. It's a hero that he does not play.
Mm-hmm.
And Philly recognizes this stuff. EQO is on the bench, and Ivy's playing.
Yep. Because Ivy's just going to give them more value at this time right now. And I think that's as deep as we thought the bench of New York is. Apparently, it's not as deep as it needs to be because...
Apparently, Nene can't play McCree and whatever else.
Well,
I think Savio's in there for more of the other stuff, though, too. With young players and that kind of thing. But Philly just... And Sato showed up again.
Yeah,
this is what happens when he
continues to show up.
Well, and honestly, all of these people, the facilitation of all of this is Alarm and Funny Astro.
Yes. They are the ones that have completely turned this team around.
And
I mean, not turned it around because they were even last year. They
were upper mid table, like one of those gatekeeper teams, but they took it to another level. They have
elevated them to elite, and then yeah, I mean, it's insane how much they have brought to this team and how much better they make this team.
Yeah, and I've noticed even like last week, Sato had some moments where he was kind of meh, but I think he's realizing they're going to keep me alive. I don't have to go full on Muma and. Well, no, I'm just saying full Muma. Yeah, like I know what you mean. Trying to take over because these people are idiots. And I'm going to shatter the Jungle Queen's throne. Anyway, that could have just been out of despair. I don't know.
Right.
But it seems like he's got his confidence back in that, okay, I can try something slightly risky. I'm not going to die.
And if I do, maybe I can do enough. Because there were times where he did die, especially in the game today.
He took out a couple of people and then died.
But yeah, usually when he did do something like that, he took out enough people or he took out an important enough target that it still was able to turn the tide of the match or of that fight, and then the rest of the team was able to come in and clean it up.
Yeah, it just
one thing I do want to say as far as New York is. I think we learned this weekend why Hotba was available.
Yeah.
As amazing and flexible as he was last year, and with all the different characters he was playing and all the things he was doing, how good he was, his diva is very lackluster.
At least, this week, and competition this week, or the first game.
I mean, he was going up against a much better diva in Poco right now.
Yeah.
Just a diva specialist in general, and I think that's Diva's. I would honestly say that Diva is one of his weakest characters as far as the characters that he plays on a regular basis. And so I bet he is a guy that is really like, just get me to these freaking hero pools so I have at least 1 week where I don't have to play Diva.
Yeah.
I can play Hog or Zarya or
well, the other factor is,
or something like that.
The other factor is Carpe's on the other side, just absolutely demeching me every time I turn around.
Oh, my God, Carpe is just savage.
Yeah,
like
that dude is unbelievable.
And now he has it's terrifying because it's like, oh shit, now there's like a real full team around that guy.
Yeah.
Good luck to anybody that has to play against that.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that dude is unfreaking real.
Okay, sorry, I had a little thing there. I had an alert. Stream alert. All right, so yeah, they just walked all over New York. That might be something that New York needed. I hate saying that. I hate saying a team needs to lose. I think they needed the bitch slap for a bitch. Right in the face, Not today, folks.
Yeah.
And luckily they play in the Atlantic, so a loss is kind of because you got other teams like next week they start off with my team, which I'm not thrilled about.
Yeah.
My team's got a rough week next week. We got them in Atlanta. 1-3.
You guys already have more wins than Houston, so got that going for you.
We got more wins than the whole state of Texas. We're gonna go.
You do. You really do.
Florida man beats Texas.
Slapped. It's gonna be hilarious, especially after today.
Yeah.
All right, let's jump into the
El Classico.
El Classico, or as we like to call it, Clown Fiesta, or as so. What was the term that we kept saying all this weekend? So,
you guys have took SATs, I'm assuming. You know that part in the the English part where it does the this is to this as that is to that. So, it's basically tactical crouching is to teabagging as El Classico is to the Clown Fiesta.
Yeah.
I don't know how they came up with that. It sounds like a shitty cigar.
Yeah, El Classico. It's really yeah. It sounds like a cigar I buy at a gas station humidor.
Yeah. Cut the middle out of it and put something else in there. Anyway.
Well, no. It would still be like it's not in a package that you would take it's still a real cigar. It's in the little humidor thing, but it's literally just like a little box.
Yeah.
And it's like one box, and it's like $1 a piece.
Oh yeah. So
it's a crappy, awful cigar.
I just don't. Why can't just say Clown Fiesta for crying out loud?
It really, right.
Whose feelings are you gonna hurt?
Jerry's, because Jerry doesn't have feelings. We knew that. We know that now. God damn.
Jerry went full on fucking. Oof, man. That was they were fun.
So honestly, I will say
it was entertaining.
It was a vastly entertaining game.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna say it wasn't entertaining.
Because, it just kept going. I'm like, how is this game still freaking going? I mean, only Houston could go 5 maps deep into a game and not win a single one of them. How?
Yeah.
How the fuck is that possible?
Yeah.
Like, or I guess it would be 4 maps deep.
Well, but you got to the 5th map and you're still down 0-2.
And you still are down 0-2?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah. So many things in this match.
Oh, God.
And Boston wasn't much better.
Boston really
put that out there.
Better. Like,
they had some moments. Like, Jerry was pretty good.
Yeah.
I think Myeongbong is an unbelievable flex support. And I think Lufin did a good enough job. But
I think that I feel like every year with Boston,
there's
always
1 or 2 guys.
There's 1 to 3 guys that are just like, okay, I think you could really build something around them, and then they immediately trade those guys.
Yeah.
So I look forward to halfway through the season when Jerry gets traded to Atlanta.
Yeah. Atlanta doesn't need him.
No, they don't need him. Fucking who knows?
Whoever.
Whatever random team. And
Dallas. Somewhere in Texas.
Dallas.
Somewhere
maybe one of the LA teams.
Yeah. Who knows?
But he'll get traded there, and then he'll instantly make that team better.
Yeah. And they'll have whatever they have.
Exactly.
Hydration links are in
and they'll
Dante.
Bring in whatever. Yeah. Yeah, that's what Houston's still going to have then. But Linkser will be, and he'll be 5 states away for some reason. Okay, we have to talk about this. This team is playing so much hit scan, and McCree is getting played like crazy.
And Blase's
And you have
average at
Blase
best.
playing it? Like
He's a projectile dude, I thought.
Good player, but yeah, he is a projectile player. Why the fuck is he playing your most important role?
Well, they must put fucking something in the water in that facility. Did Kai piss in something there or what? Because
it must be.
He's polluted all of Texas.
Good lord! Like, what the hell is happening to this team? And why is Linkster not being played? I just don't.
I understand hydration.
He literally cannot be worse than what is being put out there right now.
Yeah, hydration was really sick, and he didn't make the trip. That's understandable. All right, you got to work around that. You still have 3 guys.
Yeah. Linkster's still not being played. Why?
And before the excuse train starts with the, he can shot call. I don't give a fuck how much you can shot call. If you can't hit a shot and you're telling everyone where to go, it doesn't fucking matter. You're still losing.
Is Zuma their shot caller anyway?
No, sort of. I guess Blase's the leader now.
I mean, okay. Well,
hit a fucking shot.
Yeah.
Or is he
working out so well so far, as that's going?
Or is he that fucking hit scan that's in the back telling you what to do instead of shooting people? And fucking ranked.
Like, guys, what the fuck?
Tank's gotta back off. Hey, hit your shots there, cowboy. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly.
And just the tank play is absolutely. The tank play in this whole match was mind-numbing.
Oh god, it's so bad.
If I swear to God,
so many whiff shatters.
Yeet.
I mean, yeah, you're gonna whiff shatters. It's gonna happen. We were talking about it before the stream started. Like a lot of people don't. They talk about like, oh well, look at how many shatters he whiffed, but it's just like, yeah, because he's also trying to shatter a guy who knows how to bait it out, who knows how to block it as well as anybody else. Like that's a thing that's gonna happen. So like if you're hitting about 60% of your shatters, that's damn good.
That being said, my God, man, you know what a shield is, right?
Yeah, they're hitting about like 30% of the shatters.
Yeah, and I don't buy into, and I told you this, and people can argue with you, I don't buy the baiting the May out. You're trying to get a fucking play of the game or something like that, and trying to fucking... These guys are pros, they're just going to ice block.
Yeah. And even if you are baiting the May out, okay.
Then you just
fine, but
you just blew an ultimate to bait a May into an ice block, and then you try a pin that into the ice block and put your cooldown off. And then you just
get frozen and you
fucking destroyed.
You get frozen, walled, and you're dead.
Yeah. You literally are putting yourself in a corner with no cooldowns and Satan.
Yeah. And this team, or both of these teams, honestly, their tank play was just straight trash.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell,
Fusions didn't play. They had Axiom in there again, and
Fusions didn't play, so that definitely hurt. Axiom didn't look... He was probably one of the better tanks of the week, or of this game, but even still, he had some moments where you're just like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah. I can't wait for leg
data.
data.
Some of that might be attributed to nerves or whatever.
Some of that stuff I get. I understand that.
Yeah.
But they look by far superior, though.
Yeah.
Regardless of the comeback and all that stuff, they just got jittery. They're all young dudes. And Houston's all veterans, so, I mean, they're kind of used to that, but...
Did New York, did they cut off Meko's fingers before they let him go?
I think he's trying to do too much.
What the hell happened to this dude? He is just, getting absolutely destroyed. And, yeah, I wonder if it's just he's not used to playing with the, let's face it, inferior supports that he has.
Jexay was hard carrying on Lucio.
Yeah, Jexay was pretty good, but I mean they can't get any rhythm and no one knows what's going to happen because you're swapping your fucking flex support out every other map.
Yeah, which is the worst thing to do.
Just make up your goddamn minds.
Yeah.
For the love of God. Why is this team making me so angry? I'm not even a Houston fan. I rip on them all the time. It's just mind-numbing to watch.
Yeah.
It probably just hits close to home because, like I said in one of my tweets over the weekend, they are the Cleveland Browns.
Haslam's just bought them.
Houston, you are fans of the Browns at this point. They are the Browns of this league. face it.
Just wait till next year.
I've watched it my whole life. I know what it looks like. That's what it is.
And living here, watching you guys in August with all that hope and gleam in your eye of football season starting by somewhere after Labor Day. Somewhere after Labor Day, you're looking for baseball season to start again.
Yep.
When did the Cavs play?
Oh, God. That wasn't a savior at all either.
Well, no, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, when's the draft?
Yeah, I mean, that match dragged on. And once again, hit W, please, for the love of God.
Oh, God.
Not
right?
shift. Don't shift in. Hit W. Run Lucio. That's fine. Speed boost your team in. And just fucking... These guys are good. That's the thing. They're not great, but... God damn. I just don't know. And then... And it also goes into the stop being so rigid.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
we'll talk about it in a little bit. Today, Toronto, things weren't working running the standard comp. You know what? Let's switch this out. And you know what? They put someone in there, Surefour, who was a little bit more vocal than... I mean, Logic's, when he's hot, he's hot. When he's not, you just got to take him out and put somebody else in. But I don't like swapping him with Surefour. We'll get into that in a minute. But... you know, they were like, all right, let's run this. Let's see what this does. What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah. We're already losing. Like, we have to do something.
Yeah.
But yeah, that, I mean...
And flopping flex supports, I hate that.
It's aggravating. Like,
it's like flopping tanks in and out.
Pick who you're going to play. Like, pick who you're going to play, and if it's going to be that much of an issue for you that, like, you feel bad that a guy's not going to play, trade him. Let him get playtime somewhere else, because it's not going to do you any good to swap them out constantly so neither guy gets a rhythm and make each other look bad.
And
make the rest of the team look bad. Yeah.
And also listening to your fan base and them, you know, with playing this guy, playing that guy. I love Raucous. I love Repel or whatever. Play the guy that plays well, because you know what they're going to like better? W.
Yeah. Because I can tell you, you know who they're gonna like? The guy that gets them a win.
Yeah.
And if they're not getting that, then okay, they're gonna go to the guy that got them the last win. But you know, there's only one guy left from that original roster that's getting any playtime. And that's Muma, and he's been mediocre to bad.
Yeah, and I don't know if
there was times where there was signs of life. In this game for Muma.
Early on later on he kind of came around. He was kind of owning a little bit.
Yeah, when they started to make their comeback in those last couple of bits, like, it was because of Muma, if we're being real. But I think so. As much as we've ragged on Muma the past couple of weeks,
I still think he's good
in this game. He's still a really good player, but I think it's still a matter of, like, he just doesn't have enough around him to be good.
And the difference
to be his best, and he has to carry. He feels like he has to carry, and he overdoes it, and he gets.
And he might not be wrong that he has to try and carry.
Yeah. For sure.
And the thing is like, Sato was the same thing, and I don't know how many times today and yesterday, Muma was like had 2 health bars left, like going into an engage. For the love of God, fucking keep your tank alive.
Exactly.
And you know, it's the opposite of the last game today. For Christ's sake, heal Corey, because he's going to carry you.
Oh God!
But anyway, this match is a shit show. There was just, if I was Boston, I would take the W and just go home with that and just sit on it and say, okay, we got a W out of that. Let's see what we did wrong. Because my God, this was a shit show.
There a lot,
and they're also the thing is, I guess one last thing, the thing that's less disappointing about Boston in this, that I would be a little upset that it kind of went that way, but Houston's a veteran team. They've been through this. You know, these guys are all from wherever the fuck they're from, half of them.
Yeah.
And it was just, they somehow beat a better team. In my mind at least, well, was in my mind, not anymore. Um, anyway, so that's gonna do it for that match. I mean, Boston won, so whatever that was, 7 matches. Let's see somebody top that.
Yeah. Right. I think that is that the first match that's ever gone that long.
There was one in Contenders though. The same thing was going on.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it was in the Gauntlet. I was watching it, and I forget who it was, but that one was a little bit more back and forth. I think it was one a tie, and like another. It was actually one. It might have been the same scenario.
Yeah.
And one, trading map wins and ties, and then, doing the impossible things like tying on maps you should win.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Things good teams do.
Yeah.
Okay, enough of El Classico.
Yes. Let's move on to one of the more intriguing games of the night. But actually,
one last thing.
Yeah.
So, any artists out there? I would like a clown named El Classico.
Yes.
Please draw us a clown called El Classico. We will take that and use it, and give you full credit.
Yes. Please make that a thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So the more intriguing game of the night, but actually, or at least a game we thought was going to be a lot better than it kind of was.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be frank. Washington kind of got smacked in this game.
They did. Paris is good.
Yeah, Paris is really good.
I think everybody got on this Washington high after last week, which, they played really well. So, I mean, there's no reason not to. And they lost to Philly, who's really good. So,
and I think that kind of paired with the hype that they had coming into the season as well. Because, I mean, they made some big moves. The way that they finished last year, they looked pretty good. So you figured, okay, maybe they can keep this momentum up. They look pretty good at the end there. They made some additions to the team that really help them and makes them a better team on paper. Mm-hmm. And right now it's just not really translating to wins.
No, it's not. They played some, I would say, 2 tough teams. Mm-hmm. And 2 meh.
Yeah.
And they lost their 1-3.
Yeah.
They just couldn't get anything going. Paris was harassing Corey, and Corey was also one of the very ill this weekend. Mm-hmm. I saw him tweet, he's like, I was so sick playing that last game.
Yeah.
Which, if he plays like that when he's sick, holy shit.
Yeah, right. Jesus.
Give me that virus now. I want that hit scan virus that you have.
Yeah, no kidding. He's unreal.
Jokes aside, Paris though, I really can't say enough about how I'm shocked that they're this good now. And Hanbin just absolutely fucking killed Corey.
Yeah.
Hanbin is the real deal. I mean, we were saying.
I think that's really what we learned from this game is like, okay, they got here's one of their young guys that we've been waiting for, and wow, did he deliver?
Yeah, and I think Florida got lucky and played them when they had to run double tank, or that game would have been different.
Definitely.
Because Hunman is an exceptional off tank. He kept Corey in check the whole time. He was just all up in everybody's shit. I didn't really see much of this one. I had to try and watch some. I had to work last night, so I missed most of it. And by the time I got home, it was late. I did not see as much. I didn't get to see as much as I wanted to. I think I watched the first couple maps. I got a good thumbnail of what was going on, and a lot of it was just Ben Best surprised me too. He showed up. I thought Roar was better, but I was wrong on that too. Just all honestly, around.
I think just overall, like from the bit that I did see, I caught the last 2 maps, and like really what I got from it is that XZ is legit.
Yeah.
That dude is damn good.
On some things, he's not in that
good.
elite level.
Yeah.
He's in that, okay, he's better than 3/4 of the league, but the other tier, he's just not up in that.
Yeah. I would definitely put him in the very good player. Probably not the elite player, but he is.
He's not on the Carpe Corey level of.
No.
And I forgot, like.
But he gets enough support from the rest of his team that he doesn't need to be. And that is really good for this team. I think the other thing I learned is, other than Hanbin is legit and live it up to his hype, is their support. Paris' supports are really fucking good.
Yeah, FD God's great.
FD God is a beast.
Yeah, and we were like, before the season, we were saying with them, they just need to hold the ship down until Sparkle gets there. Well, the way they're going, by the time Sparkle gets there, that's going to be the extra juice they're going to need.
Yeah.
To put them this team higher.
Is, like, far exceeding any expectations I had for them. They have solidified their way into my top 10 for sure.
And everyone putting Washington in the top 10. Yeah, I said they were legit last week. They're still legit, I think. I think they had a little bit of work. Yeah,
they definitely have a little ways to go. I do think that they ran into some rough luck. But I think it's going to take time for this team to gel.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, as of right now, like, they've got a long way to go.
Yeah, and I think that we saw Tuba a little bit more today, but he gives them a good third option in there. Stratus is really good. I like Stratus, but he's like a Doom. He actually is better at Doom than he is at May.
Yeah.
In my opinion, he's good enough. It's just like there's certain things that like it goes back to the not the greatest, but against certain teams it's working. It did not work against Paris, and Paris is just I think they have a superior coaching too now.
I think that's definitely something that became pretty apparent in this game, is that Paris is just a very well coached team.
Yeah,
and that is shown pretty much all season in every game that they've played. Like they're very well coached. They're very disciplined. They play very well as a team. So for them to be at that level at this point is pretty impressive. So I'm excited to see what they do the rest of the season.
Yeah, and that's without your Sparkle coming in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like we said, like I can't even imagine how much better this team is going to get once that guy comes in.
Yeah. Are we going to talk about this next match on the Sunday matches?
Is there even a point? Like, New York played Houston.
GG easy. That's my show notes, by the way.
It is, but you're not wrong.
Well,
this was just talk about getting clapped.
Well, I watched some of it, and it was just toying around. It was flexing. It was all that shit.
Yeah.
There's really nothing to say.
It's really not. Like, it was exactly what we expected.
Yeah.
There was zero chance, even with Houston losing to Boston, or even if they had beaten Boston.
Well, the line didn't even move really that much at all.
Yeah.
In fact, it went down to, I think it was minus 1,700 for New York. And I think it went to plus 885 by match time for Houston. So that's just showing you where that went.
Yeah.
And if you put your money on Houston, you lost.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I still made that mistake, even though I told myself last week that I wasn't going to do it. I was like, surely they can beat Boston.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
Couldn't even do that. So
I'll get trapped into something next week, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But that's we don't have to talk about that match.
All right. So yeah, there's really nothing to talk about.
Nope.
In one thing I do want to say is, New York did look a lot better, but I still think that some of their issues still showed in this match. But they're just so far superior to anything.
Yeah, the flaws just kind of.
Yeah. So definitely don't take this game as like, oh well, this is just a good rebound game. Like, yeah, there's really not much you can take from this game.
No, there's not.
I think, yeah, it's a nice rebound win, but I still think that loss to Philly is going to be felt from New York, and I think they need to kind of look at things because they came out and ran the same lineup and everything today, so that's a concern.
Well, and I also think maybe they did that just as like, all right, these guys practice for Houston. It's Houston.
Yeah,
go out there.
We're just gonna let these guys
work
play
on some things.
Because let's see, does New York play next week?
Yeah, they do. They play Florida, and I think
they just play Florida.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll see some lineup changes next week, but I'm kind of expecting if there's going to be any lineup changes, it's not going to be until the hero pool starts.
Yeah, the hero bands and all that. So 2 weeks if they play at the one that's available on that weekend. I don't even know which one it is, but we'll talk more about that when it comes up.
Week 5 is another Washington one.
Okay.
They do play Washington that week.
Okay. So maybe we see something there.
Yeah.
And it could be another situation, too, where, boy, I'm sure they wish they had Pine at this point.
Yeah.
You literally have a Pine meta.
Oh, my God, right? Like...
McCree and occasional Widowmaker stuff.
I wanted to see Pine in this like, so badly.
Pining for Pine.
We are.
Dude, come back.
Please.
I think they're like at the homestand last week when he was there. Like, so, what are your thoughts on coming back until this meta thing gets worked out just for a couple weeks? The fans will love it.
Hey. Do this. Yeah. Didn't happen, unfortunately, for there. All right, so let's move on to the second match of today. We had Philly and Toronto, and at first this looked like another just steamroll from Philly, just rolling through every team. And then after halftime, something like some kind of switch got flipped in Toronto, and they looked like a completely different team.
They figured some stuff out. I think in the first map, it was like the kills were 23-3.
Yeah.
And Logic's got all three of them.
Had all three of them, yeah. Like
that's horrible. I don't care who you're playing. And they looked abysmal on those. Oh man, because Philly's a monstrous team though. But
they are.
What they did was they went and at halftime they played sure for the rest of the match. After the first map. And I think that's the direction they need to go.
Yeah. As much as we like Logix.
Yeah.
At least for right now, with the characters that are being played and everything, I think you almost have to leave Logix as your tracer specialist.
Yeah. Because you can run, or even sub him in if you don't want Surefour to play Widow, which seems to be a thing. You can bring him in for agilities.
Surefour is an incredible Widow at times.
Yeah. You could bring him in for agilities, and because Surefour can play the Mei right now, which is fine. And his hero pool is dumb. He can play a whole bunch of other things. Yeah.
Gross.
But yeah, they came out and they changed it up, and boy, did they looked really good at times. But even the maps they won, they squeaked them because Philadelphia clutches every fucking map, man.
Oh my god! It is so hard to close out a match against Philly. Like, my god. I mean, Toronto did look a lot better. They had a really, really good hold on Dorado.
Yeah.
So that was huge. And then
that's
when
absolutely massive.
Kings Row. Like they had some points where they stumbled. But they really started to... On
point 2 on there, when Surefour took care of... They finally started taking care of McCree, because McCree. We're just going to Carpe. We're just going to call McCree Carpe now.
Yeah.
It's going to change his name in the... but Carpe in the first 2 maps, literally took out Logix or Surefour first, every time. It's like he went hunting.
Single time.
Which is smart. because it's Carpe, and he's like
Big brain.
giga brain.
Yeah.
So they just Surefour just went after him,
Mm-hmm.
which worked out because the hard carry's dead most of the time. Even if you're dueling him and keeping him occupied with you, he's not killing the rest of the team.
Exactly.
That's important. Very important when playing against Carpe. Because he will find that flick when the Rhine Shield's down for like 0.1 of a second and just fucking annihilate somebody. So
ridiculous.
What they did was it was great, and then they had that hold where they got to, because Philly just like rolled through the up to point B, and I think they had 4 minutes somewhere in there to finish the map, and they finished it in overtime. So it was phenomenal. I mean, their alt usage, Toronto's alt usage in that series of events was unbelievable.
It really was.
Knowing when to, and they weren't chucking all of them in at once. They would use Blizzard, Philly would have to back out, or, someone would pick somebody off. They were just doing a lot of, they were just playing it super smart. And
yeah, their alt economy was phenomenal when they really started rolling.
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, it just wasn't enough to clutch it out at the very last in the very last match. But hey, good on them for making it a game.
Yeah, and they showed that they're a versatile and good team. And when the hero, like we said at the beginning of the season, when the hero pool thing comes in, they're gonna be a little dangerous.
Yes.
And please give me more agilities on Doomfist. Because that was one of the things on Anubis. Man, that whole setup with that 6-man EMP, that was a huge EMP.
I mean, the one thing that's unfortunate for Toronto is, that was pretty massive. And then just them coming in with the Doomfist was ridiculous. But one thing with Toronto is, unfortunately, they have their first match is the first match that Atlanta, or their match next week is the first match that Atlanta will play. So they've got kind of a brutal schedule to start.
Yeah. Them in Florida are like getting all of the big teams out first.
Yeah. Which honestly, it might be good for them. Just so they can get experience playing against really good teams. They can build on that, and then. And
hey, the way they played today, I would give them a shot against Atlanta. I haven't seen Atlanta play yet.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they're a top 5 team. I think Atlanta's a top 5 team, but we don't know.
Right. It's still a mystery.
Yeah, and the one last thing on this, like, can someone please explain to me how Philly goes into stall mode and clears the point and kills everybody on Nepal?
Like 2 people. like
all of a sudden it's like, oh, they're all rushing back to the point. They're on Doomfist and Wrecking Ball and Tracer, and then I'm like, I thought Toronto was cleaning this map up.
Yeah.
Oh, Funny Astro just killed everybody, and then Carpe did whatever Carpe does, and Poco's still on the point playing Orisa. I think he's still on the point at Sanctum.
Probably.
He's just stuck there.
Just waiting.
Yeah. I think it goes back to their supports. Their supports are, I knew they were going to be good, but holy crap, did they, and teams, for the love of God, go after them.
Yeah. I don't know if it matters, honestly.
Well, the problem is,
similar to what New York had in the first season, where people would try everything and put as many resources into killing Jonek as they could, and when they couldn't, he just feasted.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is with like some of that, look who you have peeling for you.
Yeah.
You have Poco. Poco, Funny Astro, and or Carpe.
Yeah.
For alarm.
Okay, you just put yourself out of position, and Carpe just 2-shot you.
Yeah. There's a reason why fucking Alarm's going on stream or on Twitter and just talking trash to everybody.
Yeah. He's got very good reason to. He has solidified himself as probably definitely a top 5 flex support.
Definitely Rookie of the Year candidate for sure.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah. But I mean, there's been a few supports that have been that way. I mean, some of the Lucio play, some of the best Lucio play we're getting this season has been from guys who haven't played. I mean, can you count Funny Astro? I feel like we can count Funny Astro as a
rookie. They might not, but
I mean, the league might not, but I'm going to, because he really didn't even get a chance to play at all last year.
Yeah, because of Massa.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say. We'll give him the Ben Simmons rookie treatment.
Yeah. Exactly.
It wasn't because of injury; it was because of
he's the Drew Brees.
Yes.
He's not behind a psycho.
But I mean,
Massa is not a psycho redneck quarterback.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, Massa
got babies.
Better start pumping out those, or getting a girl to pump out those babies for you if you want to catch up to that.
Yeah, Jesus and babies. And then, anyway, how did that come up? That was all me, I guess.
Right. All right. So,
Toronto. They impressed me, and actually, they impressed me more with. Even though they lost, they impressed me more with adjusting and coming back.
Yeah, their resiliency was really nice to see, because I was like, oh no, this looks bad. Like, this is going to be a bad loss that is going to sit with them for a long time. But I think honestly they turned it around so well that I think they can walk away from this loss with more confidence in saying like, okay, we went toe to toe with this team. We took it to the brink. I think that's a good stepping stone for this team for sure.
Yeah, and all of the interviews after these matches, including this match, and some of the other ones I watched, when the teams have people have come back on them, it's we weren't expecting them to run this strat.
Yeah.
Hello.
Which honestly makes me so much more excited for hero pools. Because, we're going to get so much more of that kind of shit. These games are going to get crazy. With this thing.
And it's going to be awesome.
So jacked.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the last match of the night. We had
this was
another thriller.
Yeah. I don't know what I watched it. It was good. It was good. It was decent gameplay, at least. It wasn't the best. It wasn't as good. Like the Toronto Philly one was high level play. This was
at least in the second half, because the first half, seriously, they got clapped so hard. It was I was like, I don't know if I can watch the rest of this game.
And I don't even know if they were playing bad in that, or just Philly was playing that good.
Yeah.
But a tick below it was a gameplay in this, and then we have El Classico somewhere around Mayhem Shanghai of last season 1. Anyway. Welcome to my world, Outlaws fans.
I'd rather, honestly, even over those games, I'd rather watch those games. I would rather watch than this thing I'm about to bring up. But I would rather watch from this past year the Dolphins versus the Washington Redskin Potatoes. I would rather watch that shit.
Yeah,
because that was one of the most abysmal football games that has ever been played, and I would rather.
At least this had comedy moments, though.
Yeah. That kind of did too. There's a lot of there was a lot of drop picks and whatnot.
Yeah, that was worse than this, but close. This match. Okay, so we have Washington and Washington and London. London.
I mean, to start, Washington looked like they were rolling, and they were on their way to a win, and the home crowd was going nuts in the first half.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't really talk about that too much in the first game. There wasn't as much, but in this game, they actually had some stuff to cheer about, and I mean, Washington.
Corey was going off too.
For everything that you've been doing poorly, the one thing you have going for you is your fans are rabid.
Yeah, and that venue was electric, man.
It really was.
I mean, they all have been. That one, I mean, every week we're like, well, this is the best one so far.
And it just keeps happening every week.
Yeah. until we go to the Krusty Arena next week. They'll be loud. That crowd will be into it for sure. I have no doubt in my mind.
They're just gonna get silenced a lot.
Yeah. Well, they do. I don't know who they play.
They'll have more moments like the end of this match.
Yeah.
Because man, for it to be as hype as it was, by the end of this match, that place, you could have dropped pins and needles. You could not. You could hear everything. That place was silent.
Yeah. Well, the whole match, I mean, they were rolling Washington. Yeah. They could do nothing wrong, and then they got to Dorado, and then for the Platt Strat of the week, we have. I've never seen this in Overwatch League. I'm sorry, except for like in a scenario in overtime.
Yeah.
To start the match off and play the cart on Dorado.
And play it and hold it as they
like I said earlier,
full hold. I don't think did Washington even touch the point at all.
They moved the cart a foot, like literally a foot, like 1 meter.
Yeah.
So and actually, when London had to do their turn, they actually had to get on the cart and move it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just touch the cart and the game was over.
Yeah, it was like they had to. They had to move it like 2 meters.
Yeah,
because
it was an escort, and as long as the cart moved, they were going to win.
Exactly.
But yeah, they just went right up to the doors, and they were just like, "All right, enough."
And they harassed, and Washington had no answers for what to do.
Yeah,
like they had no idea how to even get out of their own
spot. And this is where you saw, like, actually J-Mac and I forget, they weren't running Bernard on off-tank. He could be one of the sick people, don't know, because it seems like everybody that was at that thing last week got sick.
They
were running some guy, like, it sounds like Krillin, but it's not Krillin. Cleston, yeah, something like that. Like clandestine without the D.
Well, they had Glister, Shui, and Cleston, who are all technically DPS players.
Yeah, Cleston was playing off tank.
Yeah, Cleston was playing off tank.
But they all kind of popped off, and they just like kept them in the spawn room. I'm like, been there. And here comes the Bastion and tried to get out of the door.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah, that was unbelievable. And then, like, the wind got taken out of the sails of Washington. Like, they were, like, doing their goofing around, and, Stratus is pointing at the crowd and flipping his hair and all the, the putting his feet up on the desk.
Yeah. And that's where the crowd just, like, died, and they're just, like, sitting there, like, what the fuck just happened? Like, did we just watch a quick play game?
Oh, that just happened, huh?
Yeah. And then it didn't get much better for them in the next match. They got absolutely spanked on Blizzard World.
Yeah.
They got first held.
Yeah.
They couldn't even get... what did they get, like a tick on the first point?
And might have.
If that.
Yeah.
It was not good.
London all of a sudden came out of nowhere. They were like, nope, not today.
Something clicked for London, and they turned into a different team.
Yeah, we had said, like, last week, I was a little high on them last week. I'm like, I think London, I thought London was going to win last week.
Yeah.
Not against New York, but their other match, I thought they were a pretty good bet, week one.
Mm-hmm.
But this team is really young, and, like Paris,
I think their inexperience in those first couple of games really held them back, but in this game, something clicked, and like they just like realized their potential and fully lived up to that.
Yeah, and Glister had space to do some work. He did a little bit of work. I think he's a little bit overblown. He looked good, really good this week though. He was non-existent in week one.
Yeah,
that could be nerves. I think a lot of stuff is nerves.
He did look a lot better. We'll see how that pans out with him. I think he's more.
Yeah.
I think he's a player that's going to get better as time goes on.
Yeah. The
and
more
he just gets more comfortable.
more time he gets up on the stage, he's just going
Yeah.
to keep going and going and going. And
Yeah.
there are still moments though where I'm still not a fan of J-Mac.
Mm-hmm.
The supports played well though too. I thought the supports played better.
That's what I wanted to say. Their supports played fantastically. Honestly, Sanguinar
Yeah.
is a phenomenal Lucio.
Yeah.
I think he also made a case for Rookie of the Year so far because his Lucio is unreal. He has, I think he's up in the
Environmental
20s
kills. He's
in
like
environmental
dumb.
kills at this point already. He had 17 going into this match, and then he got 5 on Nepal.
Yeah, and most of those were in Sanctum because let's hang out by the edge.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
I mean, everybody's been there, but it's like the Lucio's up on that sidewall there for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
The minute you guys rotate around that close to that edge, you're dead.
Just and for the fact, like, because all these guys are looking to get that at all times, but for him to execute as well as he did and get as many as he did, like that's incredibly impressive.
Yeah. And then at the end of Nepal, since we're kind of talking about that, Roar had that massive shatter.
Yeah.
Like team wipe shatter. And the crowd's going nuts and everything, and I'm like, you're still only at 85%.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at the ultimates and stuff, I'm like, they still got a really good chance. And they just went in and team wiped them, and then everything, that was the quietest I've heard a crowd in like a long time. Like, you could literally hear a pin drop in there.
Yeah, it was...
I felt kind of bad for them, because they were all... I was like, stop celebrating now. They're all, like, emoting and stuff. It's like, all right, guys, you still have a fight you have to win.
Right.
Because, that was... The end of that was brutal. But London showed a lot to me. They
really did.
Much like Toronto. I think they beat a better team than them.
Mm-hmm.
And Washington's got some stuff to work on too.
That really just raised more questions for Washington and what exactly went wrong.
They don't finish maps.
A lot of it lies in their... They don't finish maps, and a lot of it, I think a lot of their issues lie in their tank play.
Yeah.
And there's a lot to be desired there.
Like, Elevote's a beast, but some of just the basics were just lacking.
Elevote's really good, but he makes really critical mistakes at times. And then Roar, same thing. Like, he shows moments where he just takes over, and then other times where he just gets outplayed, straight up outplayed.
Yeah. I mean, and sometimes I think, and you could say this about all the tanks in the league, like I've been saying. Like, Arc and Aim God keep those guys alive a lot.
Yeah,
and
they really do.
The one thing they didn't do at critical moments on Nepal was fucking keep Corey alive.
Yeah, that was so weird.
Yeah, well, I understand to a point. Like, when you play support, you're always looking to keep the tanks alive, because without the tanks, there's no space for those guys to do anything. But when you forget about the DPS and they're dead,
then you're doing no good to anybody.
Yeah. I mean, people dying screws you up anyway, but you lose a hard carry like Corey, I mean, what are you going to do?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't rely on May to do all the work. He's not Ivy.
Exactly.
Carpe dies, Ivy's like, okay, I'll just use right-click now till he gets back.
Exactly. All right. Let's move on to the last part of our stream. We're going to go over our picks. Then we're going to pick our players of the week.
Yeah.
So let's talk about how bad our picks were this week.
We got Saturday all wrong.
Yeah, we missed literally we whiffed every single Saturday match.
Yeah. Thanks to...
Yeah.
I can't... I'm not going to blame Houston for that. I'm going to blame New York and Washington for that.
Yeah.
I would have accepted the Houston loss, but the two matches I've sure... This is just straight up, not betting.
Mm-hmm.
I was sure New York was going to win, and I was definitely sure that Washington was going to beat Paris. That being said, I was also sure that Houston was going to bury Boston. I I did not make that my pick of the week.
Should have.
But yeah, that was Saturday was terrible.
It was not great. And then today we at least got the obvious one right.
Yeah.
With New York beating
God,
Houston.
if we got that wrong, I would have just jumped off a building.
Yeah, right. And then we got
squeaked the Philly one in.
We squeaked the Philly one out. Yeah.
And then once again, week 3 in a row, the Crunch Time in the Groove pick of the century, just El Classico style.
So anytime we make that choice, pick the opposite of what we picked, guys. Apparently, because good God, are we?
It's now going to become
horrible with that.
It's now going to become the El Classico pick of the week.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, yeah, that was terrible. Oh man, and I'm like watching it going, no. Like New York, I was like, oh, this day's starting off horrible.
Yeah.
The first thing I said when New York got clapped was Houston's going to fucking lose. I can feel it.
Yeah. I
did not think Washington was...
I woke up that morning and I was like, Houston's going to get they're going to get their dicks kicked in. Like, it's going to be horrible. I mean, it was damn close to that.
Yeah.
Jesus.
They at least showed up at some point. They figured something out.
At one point, kind of, but it wasn't enough to clash out a win because they still can't do that after 3 years.
Boston had the advantage, apparently. Back to the Junker Queen's throne we go. Guys, if you haven't watched Leg Day's videos, please do.
Yes.
They will entertain you, because he will make a Philly who's on fire look like a bronze level team, because he just finds the shit.
He really does. It's great. All right, so who is your player of the week?
I have to say Carpe, but if I'm going outside of Carpe land, I might go Alarm.
That's a good choice.
Jerry.
I cannot blame you for that.
It's
Jerry.
Fucking Jerry. We didn't really get much into Jerry, but
we didn't.
Why does it when you say his name, it's like it sounds angry? It's like Jerry.
Yeah. Jerry. Like it's either that or like he might as well be Ned Flanders. Like that's kind of
diddly.
Like just a super happy-go-lucky, like, hey, it's Jerry.
I just love that the crowd started chanting his name, though.
Yes.
That was hilarious. I was like...
So good.
I'm like, all of a sudden, Boston is the fan favorite.
Yeah.
Myung Bong and Jerry just turned this whole fucking team around.
They really did. It was hilarious. So, yeah.
And Muffin.
I wanted to say Carpe for mine as well, but, I mean... At this point, it's just going to be we might as well just call it the Carpe player of the week.
Yeah. Who's the Carpe of the week?
Yeah.
Even when he's not playing...
Besides Carpe.
Even when he's not playing, it's going to be Carpe? Because he did something on the ladder that was ridiculous. So...
Probably.
Yeah, can we give it to Muffin for just dropping an F-bomb in an interview?
Yes. Hell yeah. Oh my god, that was awesome.
Yeah, Alex, we spent a little bit of time talking about El Classico, the match of the century. I really
Jesus, what a disaster that was.
The next week I'm just gonna line shots up, and every time Muma misses a shatter, I'm taking one. I'll do it on stream. I will do it on stream. I will line shots up right in front, and every time Muma fucks a shatter, I'll slam one. If anybody's in. Although I do have to work on... No, I don't have to work on Sunday. So that could work. We're actually going over our players of the week. I got... Can I go Sato?
Ooh. I was thinking Poco, actually, for mine.
Yeah. How about just Philly?
Yeah, it's everybody on Philly.
If I'm going outside of Philly, I'm going to go Surefour outside of Philly.
Ooh, that's a good pick. Yeah, Surefour really played well.
Yeah, and that turned that whole game around when he came in there.
He really did.
I won't get past the first round. I'll be shit-faced by about control point B.
Yeah. Good lord.
I'll be in AA by about map 2.
I'm gonna throw in Hanbin.
Yeah.
As one of mine because
he was pretty sick.
Team was dominant.
Yeah.
When he came in.
He just harassed the crap out of Corey. I mean, he made his life a living nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you got to do with guys like that. You could try it with Carpe, but it's like trying to. That's the thing with Philly. They're so good at. It's like that, like New York was in season 1, or even London, where you try to go after those supports, and like London, you go try to get Badosin out of the picture, and Prophet and Birdring are breathing down your neck.
Mm-hmm.
With Philly, you try to take Carpe out, and Funny Astro's behind you, knocking your face off.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Oh no. They did spend their whole roster budget. They might want to readjust.
Yeah. Probably time to dump some salary.
Are they paying Linkser? Because I don't even know where he is. Maybe
he's probably like 40% of their.
Or they're paying,
roster, but they're not. Yeah, they're paying him to sit on the bench right now.
Or are they paying a PI to try and find out where the fuck he is? He's hanging. Yeah, he's. They're just. I don't know.
I can't. I just don't even know with this team.
I can't wait for them to be on the month break that they have coming up.
Seriously.
You'll have to talk about them.
Just happen. Yeah.
The memery's great,
sure
but
we'll still meme on them, but yeah, we don't have to
something will come
talk
up
about them regularly. All right. I think that's pretty much gonna wrap it up for this week, though, guys.
Yeah. Thanks for dropping in, checking us out. We're gonna be, doing our normal schedule this week. We're gonna do our previews on. We're gonna try to get them up on Thursday, just to give you guys a little bit more of a heads up, and then we're gonna move the Saturday picks to Friday.
Yeah.
Just so you guys can check them out, and then just absolutely laugh yourself silly on Saturday and Sunday at our picks. Like literally dying, dude. Hydration is like he's massively sick. Like,
yeah,
I'll give him that.
Like, I feel bad. I legitimately feel bad for the guy.
Yeah.
Like he's not in a good way right now.
No. But so we're gonna do the picks on Friday. We're gonna change from the Saturday show to the Friday show. And laughter can ensue on Sunday nights when we explain why we're 2 and 5.
Yeah, we went
2 and 4.
Yeah. 2 and 4 this week. Yeah. We should actually go through and adjust like we had bet on stuff and see who has the most money by the end of this.
Well, we're broke this week.
Yes, we are. For sure.
Because I threw all my money on Washington on the last game.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But yeah, I think it'd be fun to have like a running tally and see who's up and whatnot.
All right, we'll start that this week. We'll start out. Yeah. We'll start out with 10K, and
okay.
We'll start out with 10K, and this is what we'll do. You can put the amount of times you want to put on there, on your pick.
Okay.
Or we're gonna pick all the games anyway, but the bets.
Or I mean, even doing that, I think we could do like 100. Just like each bet is 100. Like
yeah,
if we take that bet, or we could go back and retroactively do that, and then kind of go from there.
Yeah.
With the next ones, but we'll figure that out. I think it'd be a fun thing to do. And if everybody else wants to join in, throw us your picks, and we'll throw you on there.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, not a problem. Just you'll probably beat us.
Right.
But it's the ones with the fake money are with the odds.
Yeah.
So if you really, really wanted to throw money on New York against Houston, you would have to put down $1,600 to win 100.
Yeah.
Granted, you would have gotten it back, but that's dumb.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta. I'm saying it's dumb, and I went 2 and 5, and my pick of the week absolutely fucking shit the bed.
Fair enough.
On Nepal. Couldn't get out of Dorado. I'm going to have nightmares about that because I lived that way too much. That Dorado bullshit.
Yeah.
That's when I actually quit a game. It's usually in quick play. I don't do that in competitive. I'll just take the heat. Or just sit and spawn and I switch to Zen and try and pick somebody off or whatever. Anyway, that's going to do it. So thanks to everybody who's joined us on Twitch, on Mixer, Facebook, or YouTube, on any of the streaming areas that we're at. Thank you very much for coming in. We appreciate it a lot. Anyone that's watching this on YouTube on a replay, thank you very much. Don't forget to hit a like, hit a subscribe on the video. Anyone that's listening in podcast land, thank you very much as well. Give us a rating if you're on iTunes, and if you're on any of the other, Spotify, SoundCloud, wherever else it is, if you can give us a rating or anything like that, that would be great. We will see you guys in the middle of the week. We will be talking about the Houston homestand. The sound of tears hitting the ground. The tears of a clown. Can someone give me that line? Is that a Lionel Richie song or Commodores or something like that?
Something like that.
Smokey Robinson, and the Miracles. The battle for the tears of the clown.
Oh dear God.
Houston fans gonna fucking hate me. Anyway, that's gonna do it, guys. We will talk to you on the next one later.
Catch you guys on the next one. Later, guys.